got 255k subscribers and his audio is still garbage. Endo did admit being a lapdog for Nekopon, and that's not to invalidate whether Endo is a victim or not, but my main point is it's incredibly hypocritical for Endo to be screaming at Rosa Ray Ramsey and acting like they're on the moral high horse when they did more to aid Nekopon than Rosa Ray Ramsey ever. Yeah, I don't think anybody's denying that Nekopon is a freak and harass people. Victims can be victims and still do wrong. And you cannot use your trauma or the fact that you're a victim as a shield forever.
Last time on Mr. Enter Investigates, I looked into my...
Why is this? The playback speed's on normal. Why is your audio already garbage?
Last time on Mr. Enter Investigates, I looked into my ex-editor Rebecca Starlight. I had assembled a team and discovered that she was worse than I had ever thought possible. We uncovered everything, from underpaying workers to providing cover for the predator Nekopon, to engaging in predatory actions against minors herself. In the intervening months, I grew unsatisfied calling the case closed, as there were still questions that needed to be addressed. What has Rebecca been up to since March? Why did the Nekopon investigation last so long? What's the deal with Ray Rance? What was anyone thinking during the infamous Rosa Ray Ramsey Senate call? And most prominently, who is Mystic Mongrel? What did she do? These questions and more will be answered in this video. I've been investigating the story for weeks now, and it is one of the most convoluted things that I've ever experienced. If I wrote a book...
Okay, why is the music as loud as his speaking voice? Turn it up? Yeah, I'll turn it up. Why? Yeah, somebody said I need to put on captions. I think I'm gonna do that. Jeez. The music is way too loud. Who the how he's got 255k subscribers and his audio is still garbage. No clue, blame his editors? Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
About this.
Who does he employ? Does he employ children to edit his videos?
Rejected for being too unbelievable. Due to the complexity of the story, we'll do a roll call at the start. There are more names to keep track of, but you're about to see the main characters. Pay attention to them as we go along.
Even when you had plenty of evidence shown to you time and time
honestly,
again.
I didn't look at that.
Wait, what? So this is a Danganronpa thingy? This is a I don't know what Danganronpa is. I know it's a game. I don't know anything about it. Well, he used to hire Star Giant. He employs amateurs like Star Giant or does it himself. I do some of my editing. Well, I do most of my editing these days myself, and I still don't do this shit. Holy.
Pay attention to them as we go along.
Even when you had plenty of evidence shown to you time and time
honestly,
again.
I didn't look at that. Because I kept having people don't look at that. It's fake information.
But how old was he exactly when you guys were together? Or when you guys had the relationship?
He was going to be 17 in a month.
It's not my server, it's Rebecca's.
It's a server that you had the ability to ban them in, that you've told us about.
Actually, it's not.
Stop schizo posting about Zaid. Stop obsessing over him. Stop talking about him. Because if I keep catching you do it, this is going to happen again and it's going to be worse. Because next step, since you've made it very clear that you can't control yourself, I'm contacting your parents. And I don't want to have to because you're 30 years old and I shouldn't have to. But it's very clear to me that you can't follow instructions.
And the evidence wasn't given to them yet until he came in contact with me after the Rosa call, and he told me, hey, we're going to pick up your situation, we're going to help you, we're going to make a video, we're planning on making 2 videos, and then, you know, you could get your closure and you could be done with this stuff. You could be free. And I believed him.
And did that ever happen?
No.
From what I am aware of Carmen Ryder, while she is very deranged, at that point it becomes more of a level of, I know that she's into lolicon, but she states that she's not into CP. On top of that, she has helped in against Nekopon and Studio Needing More.
I, Mongrel, am truly sorry for my wrongful actions of sharing images of yours of an illegal nature.
And I reminded her before I showed her the screenshots is, hey, just wanted to let you know that I wanted to show you what happened. I'm not throwing the hatchet at you. I'm softly giving you one hatchet. That way the 2 of us could put it onto...
Endo the lapdog, yeah. That's true. That's true. Endo literally admitted that being a lapdog for Nekopon, yet he ignores it. Yeah. Endo did admit being a lapdog for Nekopon, and that's not to invalidate whether Endo is a victim or not, But my main point is it's incredibly hypocritical for Endo to be screaming at Rosa Ray Ramsey and acting like they're on the moral high horse when they did more to aid Nekopon than Rosa Ray Ramsey ever did. That's crazy.
The people that have hurt us.
I'm glad I'm at least hearing your side. It might be important for other people to hear that in case they do ask.
But what is both the funniest thing and the most petty thing in the world? It seems that one sentence may have actually killed Star Giants. Him saying her editing sucks. And it seems her editing being questioned was more concerning than the fact a predator was roaming around her server like Pac-Man.
I do want to say I'm sorry, genuinely. I'm sorry about how I treated you during the whole Neko thing. I should have believed you instead of being on her side for so long, and I should have believed you about Mongrel. I really wanted to see the good in her, and
it is overwhelming. I agree with you guys. The intro is overwhelming.
And everyone in that situation, but no, they weren't good people.
Before we begin, we should start with the rules. Rule 1. Everyone is considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Accusations are not convictions. Rule 2. Do not attempt to contact or otherwise harass anyone mentioned in this video. Some of the people mentioned are heinous and can be considered dangerous to interact with. Others have simply made grievous mistakes. It's not my determination to whether they should be held to account for them, and it is not in your determination either. If I catch you trying to harass any of these people at all, you're gone. Rule 3. Be careful taking anyone's word at face value. Some of the people are incentivized to hide the truth in this particular story. Some people have mental disabilities that can make recall difficult or even impossible. And some people were so traumatized by the events that they repressed parts of the story that they were in. Rule 4. I have to be very selective with the information that I do give. I know more than I am letting on, including facts that are relevant to the story that I am purposefully not stating. I have taken the discretion to consider this information dangerous. Many of the people in the story are susceptible to self-harm, and I'd like to do what I can to prevent that. However, Rule 5. I feel that to not tell any of the story at all would result in even more harm. Nekopon, her associates...
Stardust is criticizing Endo, made fun of her for being dishonest, not making fun of grooming victims. God, Enter, you're dumb as hell. This is true. I would never make fun of grooming victims. I am making fun of Endo being a idiot and being a honestly. Yeah, being a you bet that I will call out, you know? When you're more complicit with Nekopon than the person you're screaming at, that's crazy. I think Endo is a trans mask, but I'm not sure. I hope Mr. Enter liked my Endo memes. Does Mr. Enter go over them here? I like how he lumps you, Kumo, and Akumu with the likes of Coyote Lovely. I'd like to know if Mr. Enter did any education on any of this. I would like to know that. I'd like to talk to Mr. Enter. Is Mr. Enter on Twitter?
And the investigations that have followed have led to a lot of pain and suffering and trauma. And the longer that this goes on, the worse that it will get. Just now, some of the shockwaves are touching the public, and I cannot sit on my hands as bad actors continue to seek out and harm others. How did we get here? In early 2024...
Enter got all his sources on you and Akumu from Endo, I bet. Okay. Press X to doubt on Enter doing any research. Yeah. Enter learning nothing from Tom throwing accusations at him by throwing people together in the same category that do not belong together. First, he calls Akumu and... he calls Kumo and Akumu dangerous psychopaths. Yeah, I heard about that. This content warning is so unserious. I'm gone. Yeah. I've been in this community since the Toby drama. He clearly hasn't done his research on some of these people. We stand a king who can't learn. That's so funny. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I need to find this dude's Twitter, okay?
I had learned of what Rebecca had been doing since her firing in 2021, and that would bring me into looking what she herself called her greatest failing ever, the Nekopon incident.
The last issue that we get to talk about today is my biggest up regarding Nekopon. I up big time with Nekopon. People tell me that she was a creep, with emails and even videos as evidence, but Neko manipulated me into thinking that she wasn't.
They really do look like blood relatives. They look like they could be brothers or cousins.
I did keep a creep on my server for 8 months. I will admit that. But I did that only because I thought she wasn't a creep. And she was nice to the people on my server, until I learned that she wasn't. Like, if I had known sooner that she was a creep, I would have banned her immediately. Neko is one of the main reasons why I don't allow minors anymore on my server. People like Phantom Strider and Kai Smash Universe told me that Neko was a good person, so I listened to them and left it at that. And I'm sorry to Neko's victims that I hurt by not bringing her to justice sooner, by not banning her much earlier in life.
It's one of the controversies not related to me that actually managed to stick to her, despite her repeated attempts to deny. It essentially became a truism. The sky is blue, and Rebecca Starlight had let a predator stay in her Discord server for 8 months. Before we begin in earnest, I want to make it clear just what kind of predator that Nekopon actually was. I felt that one of the weaknesses in the first video is that I never really delved into this aspect of the story. Luckily, in the interim, another YouTuber, Lazy Bedhead, decided to talk about the Star Giant production
Oh, this is Lazy Bedhead? Do they wear the ears the entire time?
story, and not only
Hi
pieced
Barbie, how's it going?
together certain parts I couldn't, but went much deeper into what Nekopon actually did. I will be paraphrasing much of what she said in her own video for this part of the video. The wording will be close at times, and that is intentional, but it's for reasons that I cannot currently state. After you're done with this video, I strongly suggest that you look at her video, if you'd like to see the Rebecca Starlight story from beginning to end. Nekopon went by a few names during her time on the web. Her real name is Ariana Timble, and one of her alternate names is LED Dragon. She has others, but these are the names that will come up for this video. The LED Dragon account is the one that was in Rebecca's Discord server, and many people in the story call her either Ari or Ariana. She rose to a small amount of prominence as she made commentary videos on Cristali.
Real name, David Alejandro Pascual Arguenta. Cristali was a controversial figure online. Accusations of tracing, threatening physical violence towards other content creators, filing false copyright strikes, and his questionable behavior towards minors. This all accumulated to an arrest being made on April 11th, 2019.
She was a part of the Cristali SVU Discord group, which was used to investigate and document Argueta's actions online. Several minors, including Endo, were a part of this group. Argueta was arrested on April 11th, 2019, and after that, the Discord group became a general hangout, and this is where many of Nekopon's actions took place.
Argueta is Cristali, just to be clear, right? Argueta is Cristali? Okay.
Introduced something called the Folding Dungeon. Users were ambushed by a surprise Discord call where people would be harassed, yelled at, threatened, and a good deal of this was inflicted on minors by those closest to Nekopon. Nekopon also wrote and read a fanfiction featuring herself and a 16-year-old. It has been described as a
Okay, what?
threatened, and a good deal of this was inflicted on minors by those closest to Nekopon. Nekopon also wrote and read a fanfiction.
Yes, those closest to Nekopon. I wonder who. Would Endo be one of those people? Would Endo be one of those people closest to Nekopon, inflicted, you know, whatever on...
by a surprise Discord call where people would be harassed, yelled at, threatened, and a good deal of this was inflicted on minors by those closest to Nekopon.
On minors by those closest to Nekopon. I wonder if Endo has ever admitted to being a lapdog for Nekopon. The answer is yes.
Nekopon also wrote and read a fanfiction featuring herself and a 16-year-old. It has been described as a 50 Shades of Grey parody.
Where was I? Oh yes, I started to whimper. I wanted to scream out, but I couldn't. I then start to feel something hot and wet against my neck as I feel his tongue glide down the side of my neck slowly. I then start to feel that he was starting to lower himself down from my neck to my collarbone. Before I could say anything, my mouth slowly opened. He then covered my mouth with his hand. He then raised himself. Our eyes meeting. He then muttered under his breath, with a deep tone, "Say a word, and you'll be in much more trouble later on." I then slowly nodded my head. I felt so dizzy. I felt the room spin around me, as I start to feel his hands wander more and more all over. Before I know it, my legs nearly gave in, and I almost fell into his arms. He then caught me, and he was able to catch me. He was able to lift me up slowly with one hand. His other hand started to glide downward. I then start to feel his hot touch.
At the time, Ariana was 24 years old. Ariana also drew with a minor in a sexually suggestive manner. On November 5th, 2020, a Twitter thread by June, not to be confused with June the King, would document many of Nekopon's abusive actions. And on November 10th, a full confession call would be recorded.
when it came to the relationship, I realized, and I thought long and hard, I did not give myself time to get over a previous breakup I had of the 3-year relationship.
Why do we need to hear this? I don't know. He let that go on way too long. Yeah, I'm thinking he enjoyed that. I thought the manager was 15 years old.
I ended up jumping into something that I ended up realizing this was a really bad idea. A really fucking bad idea.
I'm confused. What do you mean?
Like, he was turning 18 in like a month or so at the time.
Oh no. 18?
Well, here's the thing. There was no sexual. There was no sexual anything.
But why did you tell me that you would do bad calls and everything to my face all the time? You would smear it to my face.
You literally sent me some sexual role plays you've had with him.
Well,
you also talked about it in the group chat that we used to be in.
I meant like we're not sending nudes or anything, not like that. No.
But you still had a sexual conversation with a minor.
And I realized that was the dumbest thing I did. I accept that.
During my investigation on Rebecca Starlight, I was informed that on November 5th, the victims would send out an email to 2 YouTubers, Phantom Strider and Rebecca Starlight. The story goes that Phantom Strider fired Ariana right then and there. Meanwhile, Rebecca gave excuse,
I don't know anything present about Nekopan, so people saying that I had a in my server knowingly for 8 months are all liars.
After excuse.
Speaking of which, I once had an artist named Nekopan. She's part of some drama, accused of grooming. That is all that I know about her. Did she actually do this? I don't know. I really don't. People think that I still have contact with her. The last time that I messaged her was May of 2021. I don't know what she has done afterwards. Stop going to me about this person.
After excuse.
And no, you could tell Leo this. I did not know that Neko was a predator. I'm going to state that. And no, I didn't keep a known predator for months on end.
Okay, I just don't really care. I just don't care.
Which is why I brought up in my video.
The sound is really terrible. You guys are right, though. Like, the fluctuations in volume, this person doesn't know how to do any balancing.
Even when you had plenty of evidence shown to you time
You
and
want
time
honestly?
again.
I didn't look at that. Like, because I kept having people don't look at that. It's fake information.
Either completely refusing to see the evidence, or taking Ariana's side over the evidence.
Do you know what pisses me off even more? Whenever I introduce someone to my staff and then someone comes to me and says that they're terrible with no evidence or false evidence. Or rather past experiences from years ago. Nekopan is an artist of mine who starred in the MLP list. About a week after that video went up, I got an email saying that she was an abuser. I looked into this and Neko had to explain to me the correct situation. Well, she didn't explain the correct way. It was more like she explained the situation and that she accepted that she made past mistakes and toxic behavior. But the problem is that were abused her didn't believe that. After this, I gave Neko a panic attack.
I don't think anybody's denying that Nekopan was a weirdo. Freak. Okay, I'm done with this. I don't want to watch this. We get it. Rebecca also is a freak. Okay?
Tried to defend Nekopan. It's dated November 1st, 2020, 4 days before the emails were said to be sent out. To this day, it's still up, and this date is so close to the firing. It is highly improbable that he would have forgotten about it. And this one picture tweet, this isn't like a video that you could argue is important for ad revenue or algorithms. It's a tweet that costs nothing to take down. And should anyone ask, it's an easy explanation as to why you took it down. It's worth stating that, if nothing else, it's irresponsible to leave this artwork up without saying anything anywhere about tears, what was me, downplaying the actual sin, but that line there stood out to me in particular. Why not say that you got fired due to the allegations? Wouldn't that make you look far more sympathetic to the public eye? That's what Nekopan is trying to do. And if you don't want to blame, maybe not intentionally lying, unless Nekopan didn't know who was coming at them specifically, and just wanted to go scorched earth on all of her enemies. Nekopan talked about a Twitter thread, which is not difficult to find, and her bosses being emailed. In this situation, I have to come to the conclusion that no one is telling the truth.
Because I know a sane person would get rid of Nekopan in an hour, which was Phantom Strider. Man got rid of her in an hour. Banned. Gone. Never heard of her again.
Maybe not intentionally lying, but I can't in good faith say that either of these people threw Nekopan to the curb. The only thing I know for a fact is that neither of these individuals had a bad thing to say about Nekopan to the public. and no one else in either of their circles saw this letter. So why am I going on about this email? Why is this important? You know that infamous thing that Rebecca did, keeping Nekopon until around the summer of 2021? Rebecca wasn't alone in doing that. At this point, everyone knows that the mods did nothing about Nekopon, but Ariana was actually a part of a circle of friends, of about 6 by my account. One of them was Ray Rance, an editor for Rebecca at the time, who had not yet been alienated by her tendency to underpay workers. In Ray's spare time, he ran these ops towards Rebecca's victim, trying his best to drive them off the internet for reasons that I do not and will never understand. But what I do understand is that he had a seething hatred for Rebecca's victim, to the point of making video rants towards them, as he does about Star Giant Productions today. He was 20 years old at the time, and his age is important to this story, because his 17-year-old girlfriend, Lily, was also involved. Amanda, and a user that goes by the name of French Fry, takes us up to 4. User X was the 5th member of this group. And I think I should make it clear one of the reasons that I'm giving them anonymity for this. They should not have been involved in the events to follow for several reasons, but I do want to make it known upfront.
Any proof, a single crumb of evidence? I don't know anything. Like,
they have directly apologized for what they have done, and they have also suffered for what they have done. And I would not have been able to get these answers without their help. It is also worth noting that no member of this group got a direct contact.
Stardust, look in the comments. There's timestamps to go to the 3rd one for when this important part starts. Okay. Yeah, I don't think anybody's denying that Nekopon is a freak and harass people. My biggest criticism of Endo is that Endo sat in that call screaming at Rosa, okay, while having been way more complicit in helping Nekopon do what they did. Endo also found out later that from Star Giant that Rosa was not a mod with powers, or wasn't even a mod, and didn't apologize. Still acts like, oh, Rosa deserved it. You are such a lying sack of shit. You're so evasive, and you have the biggest victim complex in the world. Shut the f up. Ridiculous. Endo is a psychopath, probably a compulsive liar, and called themselves a lapdog for Nekopon. Did Endo ever apologize to Rosa? No. Endo said that she deserved it. I mean, I'm willing to say she's a okay? I mean, sorry, they are a or him. He is a okay? Like the cuntiest that has ever cunted, okay? Endo lying to do this. You could have been groomed, but don't act like you're on a moral high horse yelling at this woman who ended up being bedridden the next day because of the stress, when you were way more complicit in what Nekopon was doing than Rosa ever was. Yeah, and Rosa tried to apologize to Endo, and Endo still was a to her. Like, I have so much hatred for somebody like that. I have so much hatred for that. Victims do not get to have immunity when they turn around to be monsters too. Exactly. Victims can be victims and still do wrong. And you cannot use your trauma or the fact that you're a victim as a shield forever. Grow up. Grow up and own your responsibilities, you dumb. That's my opinion. Clip it and send it, okay? Where is the timestamps in here? The 3rd part you said? No timestamps there. Oh, here it is. Chapter 2. Chapter 3, Hunting Mongrels. I cannot wait for Thomas to go into the comments again to call you out for that one. Thomas can suck my fat. Okay? In terms of victimization, sorry for the vulgarity. In terms of victimization, Endo is worse than Amber Heard. I actually believed Amber Heard to an extent. Like, yeah, I don't know. But Endo is way less willing to take accountability, I will say that, than Amber Heard. So, Kurt, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. It bothers me that Endo tries to act like they were this tragic figure in this, but ignore the fact that they were okay and Rosa being harassed and bullied. Exactly. Props to Rosa for being able to sit in a call like that for 4 hours. Yeah, you think any of these would be able to do that? They'd leave. They'd leave. Where is it? Chapter. Miss Rosa goes to Senate. Line on Roses. Which one do I go to? Thomas, please take my essence. That's so funny. Flying on roses? Okay. Content warning. Did you guys know there was a study done? Now, I don't know if there's been an update on that study, but there was a study done at some point that content warnings or trigger warnings, like, sometimes cause more trauma to people than if they're just not there. I don't know how true that is, but anyways, content warning. Abuse, ableism, slur, self-harms, what else? I still want to know why Star, who was only guilty of mocking Endo, rightfully, gets more pot shots in this vid than Kumo, who's apparently guilty of getting a girl to cut herself. It's a little weird. I didn't know I had that many pot shots. I thought he made one shot at me in this.
We're now in the summer of 2021. Nekopon is completely missing in action. No one is publicly defending her, except Rebecca, sometimes, occasionally, when she feels like it. Her protectors have broken apart. Ray Rance has shifted to making terrible response videos about Rebecca. The only remnant of all of this is Mystic Mongrel, trying to reconnect with User X, who wants nothing to do with her, and things go quiet for a while.
Stars, he goes at you like 3 times. Oh, it's time to get into banana mode. That's what we need. We need to get into banana mode because he wants to come at me. Okay, we're ready.
That is until the winter of 2022. We go to the YouTube user Techno. I don't know the exact date because Techno nuked his entire channel. What I do know is that he made videos not only criticizing Rebecca, and me apparently, but he ran this series called Internet Horrors, which was there to document the strange and criminal that occupies the internet. Think people like Cosmodor. It's a show that users like That Creepy Reading or Blame It on George do today. Rosa Ray Ramsey is having a feud with a YouTuber, Zaid Magenta, formerly known as Miss Anthropony. And by feud, I mean that she constantly harasses him and spam posts about him. She goes on Techno's live stream
is the
to
music?
try and ask to have Zaid Magenta.
I don't know. This is so... Also, what are these graphics? Why? Engage banana mode? You don't want me to go full banana, okay? Nobody survives full banana.
And full disclosure, me, be put on Techno's Internet Horrors series. One thing that you should know is that Techno was part of an internet sphere called the Senate. The Senate was a barbarian Discord server run by Lio Convoy, who has 2 very different realms of occupation on the internet. Talking about nerd like, once again, full disclosure, rightfully calling out my terrible take on Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and also hunting predators and other degenerates. The Senate as a whole was tied to many stories, for better or worse. From Kamen Rider to Hypnotist Sappho to, of course, Nekopon.
John Enter said that if anyone wanted to argue about Endo being groomed, that he was going to immediately ban them. Well, even, look, Endo could have been groomed. I've said that a billion times. It doesn't make Endo immune from criticism. I will criticize the out of Endo. You don't get to use that as a shield. Grow the up. Are you an adult or no? Do you need to be in a, like, assisted care home or no? Do you want to be an independent adult? Can you take responsibility like a normal adult would? Or no? Tell me.
As a barbarian server, it could get very out of hand, and it did, constantly. Many of Lio's former associates were kicked out of the group for doing something incredibly egregious. Zaid was kicked to the curb for telling people that he wanted them to get shut up by gangs. Coyote Lovely was kicked out for running an op where he would flirt with Hypnotist Sappho for over 2 months. And Hopeless Peaches, who was second in command, is a story that could fill the ocean. To be clear, Lio himself abhors these tactics, and he did take the first 2 to task when they were caught. And he couldn't do it to Peaches, because Peaches burned and ran. Lio would meet Rosa Ray Ramsey on Techno's stream, as they duked it out over what I can only assume is the most wholesome of discussion.
Do you know what the word hypocrisy means?
I do so know.
Alright, then do you recognize that you are in fact a hypocrite?
More likely.
Good.
That...
At least you'll admit that. At least you're honest about one thing in your awful life. So let's go ahead and continue down this road. I asked you, what is one of your favorite cartoons? Do you have an answer yet?
At some point, Rosa let the Nekopon story slip.
I didn't ask if she was one of your friends, because you said she is your friend. Oh, that doofus who also failed to report a child predator in her own server and
When has Lio ever properly reported a predator? Ever. When has he ever properly reported a predator? You know one thing that I'm really glad that came out? The whole Dr. Disrespect that came out, and it came out that Twitch did the correct thing and reported Dr. Disrespect to Nick Mech. When did Lio ever do that? Never. Twitch knew to do that. Twitch reported Dr. Disrespect to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Consistently dodges people who want to ask about it. That person? Yes, you did.
We didn't know we didn't know about what she was. We didn't know what this person was doing until.
What person am I referring to right now?
Until we finally kicked them out.
What person am I referring to in this case?
Nekopan?
Yeah, and to this day, Star Giant refuses to talk about it. In fact, Star Giant told me...
Okay. Wait, no, you know what? Never mind.
That unless there has been a court case, you can't call somebody a child predator.
I didn't know about... Me and my friend Rebecca didn't know about what Nekopan was doing behind our back because we had to deal with someone else who was lying. This person was known as...
A child predator?
Well, let's just say she's a...
I don't want to... If you ever say, let's just say again, I'm going to lose... If you say, let's just say again, I'm going to genuinely lose my temper with you. Do you want that?
I mean, he's such a cocksucker here, you know? Like, what an absolute cocksucker.
No.
Now, let me be very clear here. I don't care.
I will continue to call. I mean, this dude wanted to suck somebody's essence, you know? Like, this dude is a cocksucker, okay? Not that there's anything wrong with it, but at least own up that you suck cock. Like, you are a mad cocksucker. You suck cock left and right. You go into the alley, okay? Like, at least once, like, after everybody's gotten off work, you offer, like, happy hour specials to people in the alley sucking their cock, okay? My essence. I don't think Lio goes to the glory. He's literally in the alley offering people happy hour specials at 5 o'clock when they get off work. He's like, give me your cock. I'm gonna steal your essence. It's like, bro, calm down. Like, you don't need to be that enthusiastic. You're scaring people away. In fact, if he went to jail and he came with that essence about sucking people's cocks, like, probably all the prisoners would leave him alone. There would be no... He would not have to deal with, like, prison assault because they'd be like, stay away from that guy. He wants to suck your cock and he's gonna suck it really hard. Like, you know, like, Jesus Christ, you know?
Actually, I do care because I don't like liars, which is why I don't like you. Because lying, that is a lot less condemning than being a child predator. Do you understand me?
Well, let's just say we didn't know that what Nekopan was doing behind our backs.
Legitimately, he's literally that guy in the prison who all the prison mates, they stay the away from him. Nobody wants to be his roommate or bunkmate because, you know, that he's the guy who sucks the cocks. And he is really, he's too enthusiastic about it, you know? Like that, like all the, you know, the top guy who get, you know, he will get his dick sucked by everybody except for Lio. He's like, stay away from that guy. That guy's a freak, you know? Be terrorizing the entire prison with his essence stealing skills, you know? Like, stay away from that guy. He's gonna make you, he's gonna suck your cock and make you him in the ass. like they're like running away. Like, no, please leave me alone. Like, what the... Wait, Kumo says, hey Star, I gave Lio those Asta chat logs and I've been checking in with him and he's not responded for a while now. Oof. Yeah. Stardust, you're describing a guy who's way cooler than Lio. No, I'm telling you. It's not like the good type of cocksucker. It's like the guy who's like, you know, he probably uses too much teeth, you know? And then nobody wants to, you know, he just sucks cock way too enthusiastically. Stay away from that dude. He'll ask you to him in the ass while he wears a lion mask on. It smells like oh my god. Almost 2 weeks of no response. Even Monstrous looked into them and got back to me before him, and she doesn't even have a horse in this race. That's wild. Hey man, give me your food. Let me suck your essence out of you. Nah, bro is tweaking. Get away. Help. Yeah, he like turns the entire prison hierarchy on its upside down. Because he's just so mad for cock, you know? Like instead of like the prison being the one who like is taking it in by everybody and sucking everybody off, like the pimp of the prison, you know, is the one who's like, I'm sucking all the cocks, and everybody's like, oh god, please not again, you know. Like, I'm sorry. Don't steal my essence, leave my essence alone. Jesus Christ, dude. Kiss me in my hot mouth, feeling romantic. Quick, get me your cock. People are like, no, no, I don't want it, no. Oh my god, that is so funny to me. I'm sorry, I gotta stop. This joke has gone on way too long. I've beat it into the horse now. I have beat the horse completely into the ground. It took you days to give me essence? Like, oh my god, what the real horny hours? Yeah, seriously. No, he's pulling his cock out. Oh my god. Do I look like I'm having a fun time? Somebody needs to do a skit. Oh my god, that's so funny. This, yeah, all the prisoners are gonna be doing this. He's having a great time.
No, don't touch me there. This is my no square.
Okay, yeah, that's basically everybody in the prison. Like, the top dog in the prison. Just, the entire prison hierarchy just absolutely turned on its head. Because, you know, the cocksucker becomes like, you know, he's like, I'm gonna hunt you. I'm gonna hunt you. And if you're a predator, I'm gonna steal your essence. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. Like, yeah, he's the hunter. He's the predator hunter in the prison. But, you know, he's hunting for your cock, you know? He's gonna steal your essence. Why are threatening to call people's parents if they don't go and drive? What the Why running into the protected custody wing? I hunt unzips. Well, he wouldn't be unzipping his pants. He would be unzipping other people's pants and stealing their essence, you know? He'll be going at it like he does, yelling at mental ill people in the McDonald's, yeah. Chill Goblin says, all the prisoners huddled in the corner, scared, trembling in fear, and all you see is him approaching. I will steal your essence. Do you hear me? And they're like, not again. I'm dry. I got nothing left. I got nothing left, sir. Please leave me alone. Oh my god, dude. Wait, somebody's Lio does fidget spinner tricks with other. I'm the essence hunter, and it's open season in this prison. Ovulation convoy? What? Let's play the video. I'm sorry. I had too much fun with this one. I'm here, boys. I need that sweet milky essence. Right. He's gonna call our mommies. Oh my god. Yeah, it's like from the movie. Instead of I drink your milkshake, I drink your essence. Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry, I had way too much fun with that. You ruined sex for me now. I'm sorry. Could we count stealing essence as a grape threat to Rosa? It might be. Stardust is going to get canceled for being homophobic if this doesn't end soon. No, wait. I'm not homophobic. I love my gay brothers and sisters, okay? Sucking cock is not a problem. It's with the intensity that Lio wants to steal people's essence, okay? That's the issue. He's just being a fiend at this point, you know? Like, it's like dealing with, like, a crack addict. If you don't let me suck your essence, I'm gonna call your mom. Oh my god, dude. Mods abolish sex? Oh my god. Your essence brings me to the yard. Dang right, I steal it better than y'all. Dang right, I can teach you, but I have to charge. Oh my god, dude. Starting to peel your banana, I swear to. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's resume.
You didn't listen when you were told. Because Call Me Nil has been trying to get a hold of your little buddy for a while now and has actively avoided her consistently and avoids me too. You were more concerned with lying to you than you were the fact that you had a child predator.
Nekopon was doing was wrong, and then eventually we kicked her out.
Eventually? You eventually kicked her out. How long between finding out the information and removing her was it?
I'm gonna say, like, I lost track. It's been, like, a long...
Was it days?
Yeah, he does think he's Batman.
Probably.
It took you days to remove a child predator.
How many days did it take Lio to get rid of all the predators in his community? How many years did he know people for?
I think it was, like...
It took you days?
Probably.
Days? Days?! It should have taken you 5 seconds!
It was probably, like, 4 days...
4 days between.
It took you days to give me your essence.
Finding out someone in your server is a child predator.
Sir, please, I'm dry. I got nothing left in me. I'm dehydrated. I need water.
And removing them. Are you stupid?
But for reasons that I do not and will never understand, Rosa agreed to come onto a stream with Lio on his own channel, January 9th, 2023.
It should have taken you seconds. I need to make a puppet for Lio now. It should have taken you seconds. I will steal your essence. Are you stupid? You need what? You need water? Are you stupid? Do I need to call your caregiver?
It does not go well.
Oh my
At this
god.
point, I need to make two things clear. For my Rebecca video back in March, I did get help from Lio Convoy, which I did state in that video. And even with him about to say, I do not regret my decision. He had information that I absolutely needed for the Nekopon portion of the video. And as Rebecca was tangential to Nekopon, he had a lot
Oh my
of
god, chat is killing me. It took you days to get your essence stick hard? Oh my god. Make a PNG tuber of McDonald's Lio? I need to.
information on her that was extremely useful. He also gave me this video of Mystic Mongrel cracking an egg on her head. I don't know where or when he got it, but he's the one I got it from. I will also state that he didn't take direct participation in our investigation, if you're curious about that. At present, though, through investigation for this video, his character flaws and his investigative skills have revealed themselves to be far too troubling for me to tolerate in any regard. Going Jack Bauer on the mentally handicapped is only the tip of the iceberg, and I will be making it known each moral and technical failing that I've identified. And if a man is willing to dish it out, I hope the man can take it.
And if somebody comes in saying they're going to kill themselves, we remove them immediately. That's our responsibility. It's how we have to do things. Because I've had to sit here in call with somebody with an armed gun who has threatened to do so. I had to take on that responsibility. I chose to, so nobody else here would have to. That's why the rules are the way they are.
The other thing I need to make clear is about Rosa Ray Ramsey. Despite this being one of the most talked about aspects of the entire debacle, there is still a ton of mystery about her and around her. There's a few reasons for that. Rosa Ray Ramsey is an epileptic who has seizures or medication that ends up causing memory loss. She also has PTSD and is very likely on the spectrum. There are rumors that she's bedbound, but as far as I can tell, those are not true. Despite this, Rosa Ray Ramsey...
I'm here, wait, let me see. Lion... Is there a better one? Okay, yeah, here, I'm there's this one, let me see. Oh, this is better. This one's the best one, I think. Quick! Give me your essence! Oh my god, this is perfect. This one's the perfect one. Okay, resuming.
She has done bad things. She harassed Rebecca's victim, sending them gore. And she has harassed Zaid Magenta, and has likely done this to other people as well. None of Rosa's disabilities excuse this. Whether or not she was pushed or pressured or influenced by anyone, Rebecca, Nekopon, anyone, she is a person with agency. And even beyond all of that, Rosa has been proven to be dishonest.
I just didn't know this person. I just didn't know Nekopon.
Yeah, you did.
She does tell objective and outright lies in both of the calls. Speaking of that, the greatest mystery that no one has been able to solve is, was Rosa Ray Ramsey able to do anything about Nekopon at all? That's what all of these calls are about. Rosa Ray Ramsey was a moderator. That much is confirmed. But beyond that, you're not going to get a straightforward answer.
No, the answer, there's a interview with Rebecca Starr saying, no, she couldn't have done it. This is not true. You're an idiot. You did no research, did you? Sorry, I'm trying to find the perfect lion. I think this one's the best one.
In the last video, Nekopon was not only a moderator, but an artist as well, in Rebecca's server. And with any terms of logic, staff would outrank typical moderators. I also know for a fact that Rebecca should have known this. In my own public server, we did have an issue with a moderator. Nothing as serious as this, but we had a problem where they were deleting the comments of other moderators because they got over-emotional. Maybe because of this or due to Rebecca being Rebecca, she had 5 levels of moderation. And here's the cherry on the sundae. No one knows what any of them meant. Rosa was apparently given the best friends moderation role, which might have been the highest level of moderation, or it was the level of moderation that she handed out like candy to random newcomers. Because
it was the latter. It was the latter. If you did any research in this, you would have known. Jesus.
Is not a logical individual, and she does on a whim. She does not have the capability of planning out a layered system like this. Even people who were in the server at the time, who were moderators in the server at the time, like Dar, like Rebecca's victim, they do not remember how Rebecca's moderation system worked. Anyone who is outright stating that Rosa could have done anything does not have the objective knowledge to state that. And honestly, I have to believe quite the contrary. Remember Dar? I have to reiterate, she was a moderator. She heard of Nekopon's allegations. Within 24 hours of that, she was blocked and removed from the server without being told why. And she was removed by another moderator, the 17-year-old Lily. I have no reason to believe that if Rosa tried to talk to Rebecca about this, the same thing wouldn't have happened. Should Rosa have talked to Rebecca about this? Yes. Could Rosa have actually done anything? No. So, what proceeds is...
Stardust, he played the clip of Rebecca admitting Neko was a mod as well? Yeah. What a idiot. This guy's... this dude is not... Okay, this dude's a... I'm sorry. This dude's a idiot. Okay? This dude's a idiot. Nobody should ever take this guy seriously, ever again. Also, Mr. Enter, how do you actually know Rosa is faking seizures? Also, she mentioned how she has memory issues. Exactly! Sorry, I got distracted by finding a good lion filter. Yeah, Rosa did tell Star Giant and Star did nothing. He's such a idiot. Like, you tell me you've done no research. You spent more time making this into a Danganronpa themed whatever the it is than actually doing the research. Your video would have been 10 times better if you did the research, you idiot.
Do not remember how Rebecca's moderation system worked. Anyone who is outright stating that Rosa could have done anything does not have the objective knowledge to state that. And honestly, I have to believe quite the contrary. Remember Dar? I have to reiterate, she was a moderator. She heard of Nekopon's allegations. Within 24 hours of that, she was blocked and removed from the server without being told why. And she was removed by another moderator, the 17-year-old Lily. I have no reason to believe that if Rosa tried to talk to Rebecca about this, the same thing wouldn't have happened. Should Rosa...
Rebecca even admits that Rosa tried to talk to her about it. Like, are you kidding me? Mr. Enter did like 3 minutes of research, probably. Yeah, no, Rosa is so mentally stunted that she's legally considered to need the same handling as a child. It's crazy. This guy is lazy and a disgrace, and he should be ashamed of this video. This guy is lazy, a disgrace, and he should be ashamed, and he's a idiot.
Rosa have talked to Rebecca about this.
It's worse he got the info from Lio. Maybe he did. Mr. Enter is the only guy in prison who gets his essence voluntarily stolen.
Yes. Could Rosa have actually done anything? No. So, what proceeds is 5 hours across 2 separate calls of just the most indescribable shit. Everyone calls out the 4-hour-long one, and we will get there. But let's start out with the original 1-hour call on Lio's channel at present. Because it's not pretty either.
Don't you tell me if only I don't care how you met Star Giant Productions. I couldn't care less if you met her in the back of a doggone Taco Bell sucking off dick. I don't care.
First of all, a lot of this...
He would know, wouldn't he? He would know.
A lot of both of these calls is about Zaid Magenta's opinion on Star Wars.
Alright, so Zaid has a lot of opinions about Star Wars. I don't understand how that's such a big deal.
Which, like, I don't give a shit. I don't think anyone who's made it this far in the story gives a shit. But I do have to make it known. So much of these calls, the first one especially, is about talking about Zaid Magenta's opinions on Star Wars. And it's incredibly annoying for these calls to be pushed in that direction when they should be about more serious matters. The stuff that isn't about Star Wars in the first call, most of the rest of it is Lio Convoy insulting Rosa.
What do you mean I didn't show up? I was here at 4. Where were you, you lazy piece of garbage? To take a little sleep, because Lord knows you could use the beauty sleep. I've seen photos of you. Why didn't you, in the depths of your ignorance, decide to tell people you're going to bed and you might not be here on time?
Like,
what an idiot.
Rosa did come 4 hours late to the call, which is definitely bad, but...
Hey, pay attention! Pay attention! And I hate having to use that word. I apologize, I should not have. And more importantly, I care a lot about disabled people.
No, you don't. You
apologize for calling you.
No, you don't. You idiot. No, you don't. You lying sack of No, you don't. You never have. You only care about getting all of this fake glory and pretending to be Chris Hansen when you didn't do any research to even know where to properly report these things. You idiot.
Met people who have mental... They're very sweet, very kind people, and they're smarter than you.
Be prepared.
Oh, that's so nice, Lio, isn't it? Wow.
To listen to that word a lot, by the way. It comes up a lot.
Yeah, no. I'm asking why you won't even abide your own.
Rosa didn't even have her face out there yet. Wait, Lio shared her face docs?
Standards.
Now, this group has been called out time and time and time again for their ableism. That is absolutely worth commenting on. But at this point, I don't have time or the wherewithal to be redundant on any of this. If you want people to go on and on about every single slur that's said, you can find those videos elsewhere.
Cry more. Cry more.
Serious as this, we have to put our emotions on the back burner and tackle things rationally. What is Rosa being accused for here? I'm sorry, what's Rosa being assumed to be guilty for? Letting a predator stay in the server for 8 months. I have to make this clear. That is a bad thing to do. That is a terrible thing to do. And there should absolutely be consequences for it. Mental disabilities or otherwise. But I have to ask...
Okay, how about this? You're willing to say, mental disabilities or otherwise, people need to be held accountable. How about this? Victim or otherwise, people need to also be held accountable. Where's the consistency?
What do any of these theatrics accomplish? The friend group did what both Rebecca and now Rosa is being accused of. Some, like Ray Rance, went even further, and while being tormented by Mongrel is an explanation, it does not excuse what transpired. But you notice how I've gotten all of these DMs and all of these answers from user X who is culpable, and how Lio got, like, nothing from all of this? You know how I did that, right? I asked for them. Calmly. I didn't turn this into an internet blood sport, because getting the important answers is what's supposed to be important in situations like this. It's more important than telling the guilty party,
"You deranged lunatic." Just say, "You lying, worthless piece of garbage."
I have more than a few things that I want to say about Lio and his work at this point, but
You look like Reservoir? Oh my god.
To systematically reveal his failings in this case, so they do not happen again. People have gotten hurt due to how this whole thing was handled. And not just Rosa. Rosa was not the only Star Giant mod called up. Dar was as well. The call has not been leaked or released as of the making of this video, and I hope for everyone's sake it does not get released. I'm not going to say exactly what happened in it for the sake of Dar's privacy, but I will say that it did not end well. The Rosa call doesn't end well. Towards the end, Lio is threatening to call Rosa's parents about all this.
Let me be very clear here. Make sure you clean the gunk out of your ears instead of closing your window so you can understand me. You have made yourself an absolute spectacle. You are a complete freak show. You hang around with the worst of possible people who you think are going to enable and abet you. So here's what's going to happen. You need to knock off the nonsense. Which means, by the way, stop schizo-posting about Zaid. Stop obsessing over him. Stop talking about him. Because if I keep catching you do it, this is going to happen again and it's going to be worse. Because next step...
I think the call should be leaked to show what Lio's up to. TP, I don't know. Is there anything more in here?
You made it very clear that you can't control yourself. I'm contacting your parents. And I don't want to have to, because you're 30 years old and I shouldn't have to, but it's very clear to me that you can't follow instructions.
And all in all, literally nothing is accomplished. They get nothing out of Rosa. In fact, it can seem as if Rosa is entirely unaware of the situation. While that can absolutely be frustrating, it is no excuse to lose your temper.
Because the truth of the matter is, you will idealistically shack up with anybody who will give you the right type of attention, which is why you're hanging out with Peach the Witch, aka Mongrel.
And why did she help me with emotional support?
Because she is a mentally stunted, deranged lunatic who thinks she's everybody's hero despite the fact that she screws up literally everything she touches. Hate to tell you
So
this,
do
stupid,
you
but just
dumb
because somebody's
fucking
nice to you
idiot.
doesn't mean they're a good person. Mongrel has an axe to grind against this server because I did the one thing her parents failed to. I told her the truth. And she did not like it.
Yo, Glitterbell, thank you so much for the raid. Very much appreciated. Lio's so obsessed with Rosa's parents, it's weird. Yeah, it is weird. Wow, such a big man, living vicariously through an 80s cartoon, no real identity to themselves. Yeah. Thank you so much for the raid, Glitterbell. Guys, go check out Glitterbell. Glitterbell is another content creator. She is primarily on Twitch, from what I can tell. This is her channel. I'm going to share it. Okay, you guys better go check her out, okay? She's very based, okay?
There's a reason why she lives in her car. There's a reason why she just went to jail for a few days. She is the biggest issue with all of her own problems, but instead she thinks it's everybody else's fault. She refuses to take responsibility just like you do.
I have no idea exactly what Lio meant about that. I did ask him about Mystic Mongrel, but I don't think I got a very concrete answer. Beyond, she's a scumbag, a degenerate, or in it for clout. Also, here's this video where she admits to spreading CP. I had to put most of these pieces together myself. Like, I wasn't told that she was friends with Nekopon at one point, or that she sexually harassed Nekopon at one point. Either the Tecmo stream or the first Rosa call is apparently how Endo and Lio Convoy got together. And Endo enlisted Lio Convoy to help expose Nekopon. What follows is quite the showcase. I want to make something abundantly clear, adamantly clear. In this next chapter, I am going to be critical of Endo. I am going to have some questions of Endo's honesty.
Oh.
It will not be
Interesting. Okay.
pretty. However, Endo was groomed by Nekopon. This is an objective fact. I have no patience for like Stardust, who make reaction videos and make fun of Endo for talking about being groomed, just because they—
She didn't, sorry, Endo did not talk, not she. He didn't talk about being groomed in that video. He didn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're a idiot if you think so.
groomed by Nekopon. This is an objective fact. I have no patience.
I wasn't making fun of Endo for being groomed. I was making fun of Endo for being inconsistent in their story. Idiot.
For like Stardust, who make reaction videos and make fun of Endo for talking about being groomed, just because they hate Lio Convoy. Endo was groomed by Nekopon, and I will ban anyone who doubts that fact, and I am not afraid to name and shame.
Yeah, that video is an admission of guilt of being a lapdog and defending Neko against decent people. I need to call this guy out. I need to.
There is evidence, there is testimony, there is witnesses, and there is literally zero doubts that Nekopon groomed Endo. Endo was not the only victim of Nekopon, but they were a victim and they were significantly hurt.
Wait, let me see.
There's witnesses, and there is literally zero doubts that Nekopon groomed Endo. Endo was not the only victim of Nekopon, but they were a victim.
None of us have seen the evidence. All I know is that Endo yelled at Rosa Ray Ramsey and refused to take any accountability for themselves. I just want to hear what the rest of what this guy is saying about me.
Because they hate Lio Convoy. Endo was groomed by Nekopon, and I will ban anyone who doubts that fact, and I am not afraid to name and shame. There is evidence, there is testimony, there is witnesses, and there is literally zero doubts that Nekopon groomed Endo. Endo was not the only victim of Nekopon, but they were a victim and they were significantly hurt. With that in mind, let's talk about Rosa's last stand. This is a 4-hour behemoth of
How are you going to have a content warning? How are you going to have a content warning and then censor one of the words? Did you see that?
Let's talk about Rosa's last stand.
Why did you censor the of all the things to censor? That's what you censor. Gun sounds might also trigger someone. That's true.
This is a 4-hour behemoth of a video on the Senate that took place on January 31st, 2023, a few mere weeks after the first call. It was leaked in February of 2024, for reasons that we will get into, but the calendar in the video clearly shows the date and time. The behavior in this video is inexcusable. There's no way to beat around the bush. And if given the choice between watching Rebecca's Addressing My Abuse or this one, I'd watch Rebecca's video 5 times without blinking, for 3.5 hours. This woman is insulted in just about every way imaginable, until it's finally shot down by Ponder Sprocket stepping in and telling off everyone, with the help of Harley TBS.
Admittedly, I haven't been here for very long, so I didn't hear the start of the conversation, but I do need to ask, do you guys actually think that the throwing of insults and blatant, I'm not even gonna get, sugarcoat it, this is bullying. Do you really think that this is helping? Or do you think that this is just gonna make Rose feel like she's the victim in this situation?
Stardust, I guess that's Lazy Person's video has evidence of Endo being... Wait, what lazy person? Lazy bedhead? Okay. I am about an hour into the stream and I cannot get over how this Mr. Enter guy is so extremely goofy. Like, in what world am I where someone is talking about a predator with goofy anime assets and editing? Yeah.
She's going to maybe victimize herself because you are actively bullying her and apparently have been doing it for 4 hours.
Harley TBS, if you're wondering, is someone that Hopeless Peaches tried to poison the mind of Lio Convoy against. And when these two finally show up and ruin Peaches' fun, Peaches runs like a worm. Lio Convoy gets a lot of the criticism for this call, as he should. This is his house, and what happens in it is his responsibility. But for the first hour of the call, he's not even available.
Which one of these things is worse? It's a simple question. I don't need an essay answer. Which one of these things is worse? Okay, when I say stop, that's exactly what I mean. I don't need to say it in multiple different languages. Everybody can be able to understand what stop means. I mean, clearly you don't, but still.
It's
okay, so I'm not done. I am not done. I'm still speaking. I have the conch. I am speaking. So, real quick.
Which is beyond unprofessional. This is a call talking about how someone dealt with, or rather, didn't deal with a predator. This is a serious matter. So serious that you couldn't, I don't know, schedule the call for an hour later when you had the opportunity to sit down and focus. Most of the show, however, is run by Hopeless Peaches, who is allegedly drunk.
I'm part of the LGBT, so you can trust me easy, so go tell me. I know, but I got my drink poured. Go ahead.
Allegedly. Throughout the entire video, he is entirely on the attack like a schoolyard bully, coming right out of the gate with slurs and all manner of terrible language.
Even so that, how old are you?
Why would you care about this?
I asked you a simple question.
Dude, this is so irritating listening to this. It's just, I need to get back into banana mode. I'm sorry. Okay. Cringe footage, what? Yeah, I know. There's enter ex Lio fanfiction that needs to happen. Why the entire are you working with Lio John enter? Oof. Rough, yeah. You don't speak. I have the essence stick. That's my dick, bro. Please let go. Please, you're gripping it really hard. Oh my god, dude.
Can you not count that high? You can either apologize for what you actually did, or you could turn around and say, you know what, Blue? I'm not sorry because I don't understand because I'm a Rosa, I'll help you. I will help you right now. I will help you. I will give you that grace. You're not here to be helped, dickhead.
Okay, but like where else does he call me a
just because we understand doesn't mean we care. Hold on, let her cook. I want to know this backstory. I've been waiting for so long for the anime backstory.
No, do the essence bit as a line. Okay. Okay, I will. I'll do the essence. I don't think I can do it with this lion one. It just feels too real. This one I can do, though. Give me that essence, boy. Yeah. Please, sir, please. Ah, please, please. I'm all out. I'm all dry. I need water. I'm dehydrated. I'm gonna pass out. Give me that essence. I have the essence stick. You don't speak. I have the essence stick. Sir, please. That's my penis. Please let go. You're gripping it very tightly.
Let's go. Let's go, anime sluthole backstory.
Rosa, is that you?
No, that's me. I'm giggling.
Leeches is clearly
I was talking to my mom and it come back to I tapped out. What the fuck did it come back to? This is the content I come here for. You don't speak. I speak. I have the essence stick. You do not speak! It is my speaking turn! I am holding the essence stick. Sir, please. Please let go of my penis. You're grabbing it pretty hard.
Far more interested in mocking and making fun of Rosa, to the point of even giggling at times. Peaches also uses legit manipulation tactics. There's one moment in the call where he's asking Rosa how she's doing, which sounds uncharacteristically sincere.
I'm gonna ask now that we're so far. Rosa, how are you feeling?
Wait, I'm sorry, I have to do it again. It took you days to give me your essence? What do you mean erectile dysfunction? It should have taken seconds.
Just not sure what to say right now.
But it's actually a tactic to confuse someone's sense of trust. And all of this goes on long past the point where Rosa is literally begging to leave the call.
I just don't know. Please.
Oh, you don't know. I told you have 2 choices.
I like that this guy likes to... I like that this guy gets to swoop in and take all the glory and get all the credit and then gets to trash anybody else who's been critical of Lio and the Senate. Like, what a piece of shit. What a piece of shit. Just come in. Other people have been putting in the work. Not even me. There have been other people who've been putting in the work here for a very long time. Kumo? Akumu? Gilded? There have been people here who've been putting in the work for a very long time. This dude just comes in, swoops in, takes all the glory, and then trashes everybody else. It's f***ed up. It's f***ed up. He should be and yeah, North as well. What a piece of shit. Enla and Leia, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's ridiculous. This guy is an absolute piece of shit. You knew that you would, this is like easy views for you. You knew that you would get, you know, all the praise. You know, you're a much bigger subscriber count than any of those people. They've been putting in the work. You have not. You don't deserve this. You don't deserve the credit.
We leave.
You had 2 choices. Which one's it gonna be? You're not leaving until you make a choice.
Go.
You're not leaving until you make a choice.
There is no way to describe this behavior as other than abhorrent. But let's put our emotions aside. A lot of the people in this call were victims of grooming. Endo, Hopeless Peaches, Blueweed, so on. And so what actually ended up happening is that many of them ended up projecting their trauma onto Rosa Ray Ramsey. Lio Convoy even says this.
The only person more culpable other than Star Giant is Necopon themselves. So congratulations.
No, this is not true. The person more culpable than Star Giant, not Star Giant. Star Giant and Necopon are the most culpable. The person who comes next, who's in this call, who is also culpable, is Endo, because Endo admitted to being a lapdog for Nekopon. Endo admitted to partaking in harassing Nekopon's victims. That's who is the next most culpable. Honestly, Ray, it's not even, you can have qualms and disagreements with other people, but to blanketly put every person on an other category and say they're all bad is childish at best. It's not even childish. It's tactical. This guy wants all of the credit for exposing people and doesn't want to give any credit to anybody else who's been putting the time in. Everybody should shun this guy. He's a piece of shit. Was Endo an adult during that call? Yes. Why is a SpongeBob hater yapping about this? True.
You're the bronze medal here. Starts the silver. Negopon's the gold.
So what this essentially becomes is, couldn't get the groomer, couldn't get Star Giant Productions, so you'll have to do. Take their lumps. It doesn't help that people are putting words in Rosa's mouth, especially Peaches. Remember, Rosa Ray Ramsey has memory issues, according to her own words.
Yes, I'm epileptic.
Okay, and I'm a cripple. What's your point?
Well,
there are tons of people that I haven't even gotten to that have been putting in all of this work, all of this time into this community. I'm relatively new here. So I just think it's crazy that this guy comes in, swoops in, tries to take all of the glory for exposing a bunch of people, tries to moral frog about people like being, you know, psychopaths, or me making fun of somebody for being inconsistent in their stories, or, you know, crying inappropriately. Tries to paint anybody else who's done any of the work, any of the legwork here, in a bad light. It is tactical. Make no mistake. This is not something that was done by accident. This was done on purpose because he wants all of the points for himself. He doesn't want to share with anybody else who did all the legwork.
I had seizures in my life since when I was young.
Base, cute guys.
The effects of it could cause memory loss. This is why I forget sometimes. I forget the years that happened.
She asks this at one point.
We're talking about Andrew Clark. You were just defending him. But now...
I didn't clock that this is the 9/11 guy, Lamau. Is bro overcompensating because he was working with Star Giant? It might be a little bit of that too. It's probably both. It's probably he feels guilty because he worked with Star Giant for some time. And also, it's tactical because he doesn't want anybody else to get any credit, even though he is not the one who did the legwork in a lot of this.
Suddenly, because this thing came out that, oh yeah, by the way, he defended cuties, you want to pivot over to Nekopon? No, we're not doing that right now. No.
Wouldn't this be... Isn't this just long ago? Just once upon a time? Isn't this just once upon a time, just long ago?
No. No, okay, I'm gonna stop you right there, okay? Because now I'm starting to get pissed. It doesn't matter how long ago it was. What matters is that these children were scarred for life, okay?
If you make a clip of me saying that it's tactical, Cute Guts, can you send it to me? I'd like to tweet it at him.
Get it. But
no, clearly you don't, because you're saying that it was long ago and forever and once upon a time. That's not how it works.
How many years was that? Just how many years was that?
It doesn't matter how many years it's been.
You're sat here saying that it was years ago, right? And that's your stance for why it doesn't matter.
I just don't know how many years ago.
Even without the memory issues, this is not the most objectionable question, relevant or not. But once again, thanks to Hopeless Peaches, this becomes the sentiment that grooming goes away with time. And this sentiment is what becomes fact to the people who were there, Endo included. And it comes up time and time and time and time again. And it gets the crowd to turn on Rosa for something that she never even said. They're not interested in answers or hearing Rosa. I know this because so many times, Rosa tries to give them an answer and gets cut off, usually by Peaches. They either speak over her.
Who did fucking Star using... Well, is Dar the Star using me?
Yes, Star is using you. That's what I just said.
Oh crap! Can you imagine falling on the sword for a mush mouth like Star?
Cut her off entirely.
When we're begging you, pleading you to explain what the hell is going on. I have been sitting here trying to be so nice, and you know what? Even I'm getting pissed.
Or having a completely separate conversation.
Oh, hello, Rosie. I am Officer Bias with the Cyber Police, real name Jonathan T. Markison. And I have a few questions for you, because this is now a legal matter. Yeah. First things first, Why are you fat?
It's a key question.
Also, at one point, Lio asks Rosa to dox herself, which is nice.
I'm going to ask you some questions. I know you're stupid, but try to pay attention. What's your city and state?
Please, enough with personal life.
I asked you
If you
what
keep on
your city
bringing
and
my
state is.
personal life, then
Almost nicer than when he says this.
I'm trying to build an example here that you will hopefully be able to grasp. You live with your mother. If your mother decides to lose it and put a bullet in everybody in that household, where she worked and how she got her job will have no relevance to why she did what she did.
Okay, this moment. It's kind of off topic, but I have to talk about this one moment in particular. Rosa is trying to explain that Nekopon was a previous artist for Rebecca, and Lio says this.
There's a guy who worked...
Oh, Stardust, it was Baji who gave the face pic to Lio without people knowing what she looks like. Okay, that's interesting.
An auto shop. Do you understand that? All right, if that guy goes out the next day and, like, stabs 20 children, like, in the face, did him working at the auto shop have anything to do with that? Do the cops need to know where he worked, how long he worked there, and how he got that job to determine whether or not he stabbed those children?
Oh, I don't have that tactical clip. I don't know when that was. Sorry. I think it was like 5 minutes ago. I was saying how what Mr. Enter is doing is very tactical. He's simultaneously, basically he knows, here, you know what? Everybody clip this and send it to me so I can like download it and then like tweet it at him. But basically it's disgusting. It's super transparent what he's doing. Mr. Enter knows that he is irrelevant, knows that nobody cares about what he does anymore. So he decides to swoop in, leech off of the work that countless smaller creators have done, like Kumo, like Akumu, like Enla, like Gilded, and many, many others. Then trash those content creators who did all the legwork and try to suck up all the good boy points. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And he should be ashamed of himself. He does incompetent work here, and he is just dog shit at it. Anyways.
Children in the face.
I have to comment on this because I swear to God, this man does not hear himself talk. If someone commits a murder, does where they work have anything to do with the murder? Yes! Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Yes, 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 yes! Other employees can be character witnesses. If the murder took place during work hours and the guy wasn't there, that's evidence to suspicion. He has no alibi. If he does work there when the murder occurred, then he has an alibi and is hard to connect to the murder. An auto shop specifically is specifically relevant to a murder case, since the suspect could have gotten a specialty tool to use in a stabbing. Does where someone work have anything to do with the murder? You know where the phrase going postal comes from, right? Everyone talks about the character flaws, but Lio's investigative abilities are just as much of a problem as his character. Everyone gets hung up on the ableism, which should be called out as much as it is, but his due diligence to investigating is just as much of a problem.
And so is yours. You did no investigation.
Lio has these severe blind spots. For example, I don't know, Rebecca's victim. Throughout all of this, Rebecca's victim's name comes up again and again and again. And for some reason that I cannot understand, despite keeping tabs on Rebecca, no one seems to know that they were a grooming victim. Or at the very least, they're not stating that publicly. They also apparently didn't know that Lily was a minor either back in 2020.
What was your excuse? You want to defend Ray Rance and Nekopon at the same time? I remember someone by the name of Lily. She even mentioned, Star Giant was pissed off that we needed to ban Nekopon and Ray Rance. What was the excuse? What's the story? Tell me, what's the story?
In this conversation is the wrong word. This almost reminds me of a literal torture method. Anyway, this is the point where Endo learns that Mongrel is bad news.
Mongrel is quite a difficult person. She always just...
The same person who didn't even watch Star's video about Endo said this, yeah. That's true. Mr. Grifter, absolutely. Absolutely.
To be like, here, let me comfort you. Let me make it all better. But then all of a sudden, she goes just completely the different opposite approach.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't blame her because you guys literally backstabbed her when Nekopon...
Yeah, irresponsible to put an alleged victim in a call with someone who allegedly enabled a predator. Yeah, but to be honest, crazy. Like, the fact that they're trying to hold Rosa to this standard, but they're not holding Endo.
Han gave you false information of sexual harassment, and you guys still believed Neko. And we sent you the email as well before Mongrel got backstabbed.
Well,
that's the fucking irony.
Ooh, Chinchilla got it. Let's see. Just 1 second, guys. Sorry for pausing. Basically, it's super transparent what he's doing, but basically, it's disgusting. It's super transparent what he's doing. Mr. Enter knows that he is irrelevant, knows that nobody cares about what he does anymore. So he decides to swoop in, leech off of the work that countless smaller creators have done, like Kumo, like Akumu, like Enla, like Gilded, and many, many others. Then trash those content creators who did all the legwork and try to suck up all the good boy points. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And he should be ashamed of himself. But, all right. This is getting downloaded. But, wait, why is this not downloading? Okay, well, it's getting downloaded. All right. Thank you, Chinchilla.
So I don't blame Mongrel for being pissed off at you. But then yet again, you let Mongrel come back in your pants and be like, oh, Mongrel, besties again. So no fucking wonder this hates you. No wonder she wants to destroy your life because you're a piece of garbage, just like her.
I
do need to insert this. You are unfortunately incorrect, me.
Chinchilla, you have the pass to always do an Indian accent, okay?
Because after the first call, not the live one that we had, the first call, where Rosa got put in her place, Mongrel rushed to her side to comfort her from the big mean Lio bully who's harassing people on the internet because Mongrel has an axe to grind with us because we told her the truth about her life and she couldn't handle it. So, no, she doesn't hate this doofus. She's trying to comfort her. And this
But I thought she was a victim of Nekopon. Why the...
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't get
with
why
Mongrel, because with Mongrel, all that really matters is whether or not it suits her to side with whoever she doesn't like. And she's really mad at me. She has been caught trying to conspire with lolicons because she's that mad at me.
Like, she's that... Okay, I didn't know about that.
They apparently didn't know at this point that Mongrel dragged a couple of these users into a Discord server with that illegal image that Mongrel would then spread around Harley TVS's Discord server. As for the sexually harassing thing, Endo does repeatedly state that it's fake, that it didn't happen, and I understand the temptation. However, it did happen. Most people in the friend group saw. They were there when Mongrel dropped the joke about penetration. And they saw it before they got wind.
I don't care about this. Hold up, do you see notifications when there are clips of your stream? Sometimes I can see it in the live. I don't get notifications, but later on I check the live and I'll see like the clips and stuff that people have made. So, very much appreciated.
That Nekopon was a groomer. Once again, this does not excuse anything that Nekopon does, and I have no sympathy for them being sexually harassed by Mystic Mongrel, but it did happen.
And I'm wondering, this big piece of evidence. When we sent that email, did you know about that email? Because the irony is that we sent Phantom Strider the same email on that same day. He got rid of Nekopon in a couple hours. Phantom Strider actually did his job compared to y'all.
I was told directly in the last video, the emails, both emails, were sent out on November 5th, the same day as the thread, and it is the basis for 8 months. The tweet thread where they updated and noticed Nekopon's video was on December 7th, to which I have to assume it was around the same time the video was uploaded. And as already established, Strider had Nekopon's art still on his Twitter, and does to this day. This wasn't an obscure mystical fact that I had to go digging through DMs for. I literally just googled Phantom Strider, Nekopon Twitter, and found it. Endo themselves claims that they had memory problems in the video itself, so that could be an explanation for all of this. But it just reveals another layer of this entire train wreck. I get the logic behind all of this. It sounds cathartic, beyond cathartic. Being able to yell at the one who hurt you severely. Being able to rub that in their face. But Rosa is not Nekopon, and shouting at Rosa does nothing. It's not justice. It's not even vengeance. By placing these two together...
It's stupid. Even yelling at anybody who's, again, done any thought or any research into this would know that yelling at the, your alleged groomer or whatever generally doesn't give you honestly, it doesn't give you closure. It doesn't. That alleged groomer can gaslight you, They can make you feel like you wanted it, or make you feel like you deserved it, or make you feel like you weren't clear enough with them, and then you walk away. Most times, even if that doesn't happen, even if they say sorry's never enough. You walk away not feeling closure. It doesn't serve you to confront them. Why is Endo allowed to have memory issues, but Rosa definitely lied? I don't know. It's a good question.
Together like this, it leads to re-traumatization, and it does over and over and over again as Lio's enemies get a hold of this and drag Endo down with him. While Lio Convoy maybe can withstand and tolerate 8 billion Lion Man bad videos, the vulnerable people who have attached themselves to him cannot. Intimidation is an incredibly useful tool when it comes to things like predator hunting, and Lio Convoy has that down pat.
They'll never admit to it, and if they do, it's for them. Exactly. And no matter how many times they say sorry to you, it's never going to be enough for what you went through. If somebody abused you, if somebody hurt you, you know? So you have to kind of like learn to move on, you know? Learn to stop engaging.
Many people are intimidated by him. I'm not going to be like one of those idiots saying, Ergo can't do anything over a keyboard. No, I will fully state on record. I honestly find Lio Convoy an intimidating individual.
Thank you, Cute Guts. I appreciate you guys for clipping. It helps me also know, like, what are good segments or good moments to highlight in streams and stuff. So, thank you. I very much appreciate it.
But intimidation is only one tool, and predator hunting is something that requires many. Most importantly, it requires a thorough understanding of mental illness, and exactly what being hurt like this does to a person, and which scenarios make the pain worse. Having Endo, someone who Nekopon hurt, try to explain to someone who aided Nekopon why what they did hurts sounds logical. It logically sounds like it could and would do something. It sounds like it could break through to Rosa, or at the very least make her feel shame and remorse. That's until you hear Rosa talk for just 10 minutes. By minute 10 of the first call, the only thing that I could think of is that Rosa shouldn't have been put in any of this to begin with. She should not have been a mod for Rebecca. I think we can all agree on that. But I think at this point we also have to agree that Rosa should not have been brought up on call. Rosa clearly does not have full awareness of what's going on. And I don't mean that as an insult, but an objective fact. In this 4-hour struggle session, at one point, Zeta Magenta comes in, and despite literally being insulted over and over again, being called every name in the book, talking to Endo, having her name rewritten to Rosa Let's Just Say, Rosa's demeanor completely changes here.
This is the moment you've been waiting for, isn't it? A chance to get at me because you think I'm some kind of evil that needs to be stopped? Well, here's your chance. Take a shot. Say whatever you want to say about me being a horrible person.
I still, to this day, cannot believe that Zaid is a real person.
Because I got a couple of questions. But hey, I'll let you have the first shot. Come at me.
Guys, I don't know how much more of this I can watch. It's awful. It's just like rewatching everything we've already been through. Let me fast forward. Does he call me anymore? I feel like it was just once, right?
No, I just make videos making my points clear on why I thought something was badly made, and I tried this horrible person.
Oh, this is so painful.
Is the predator that set all of this up. Endo was given the impression that yelling, berating, asking this woman to dox herself, and all of this showcase doesn't even move the needle. And that's without even talking about a reputational hit. Need I remind you about the Stardust? Honestly, that's why a lot of the story frustrates me so much. Nekopon is the predator that set all of this off. Nekopon is the core.
Cry more. Cry more.
The center of this black hole of misery. Due to Lio Convoy's actions, this morphed to be about Rebecca Starlight, who kept a predator in her server for 8 months, along with her moderator. In between all of this, while Rebecca Starlight was clearly on Nekopon's side, she wasn't Ray Rance. She wasn't...
Did he watch it? Did it look like he watched? Let's see.
Meanwhile, Endo was given the impression that yelling, berating, asking this woman to dox herself, and all of this showcase doesn't even move the needle. And that's without even talking about a reputational hit. Need I
it doesn't look like he's watched it. There's no...
remind you about the Stardust. Honestly, that's why a lot of the story frustrates me so much. Nekopon is the predator that set all of this off. Nekopon is the core, the center of this black hole of misery. Due to Lio Convoy's actions, this morphed to be about Rebecca Starlight, who kept a predator in her server for 8 months, along with her moderator. In between all of this, while Rebecca Starlight was clearly on Nekopon's side, she wasn't Ray Rance. She wasn't going to bat publicly for Nekopon. And then, because of this train wreck, the story becomes how Lio Convoy yelled at a disabled woman for 4 hours. The plot is totally lost. So many people are making video after video after video, squeezing every dollar of AdSense out of the Rosa Ray Ramsey call. I don't even know
how much AdSense you think we make off this? What the
Nekopon is. They probably don't even know who the Star Giant is. And that's ironic, isn't it? This is Star Giant's sin, absolutely. But she wasn't the one most gung-ho about it. Yet, it's her tent, the whole circus
What is this still? It looks deranged. It looks like this is so funny, this still right here.
Honestly, I'm sure a lot of people here are disappointed in this video seeing that Rebecca is merely a footnote. When it comes to predator hunting, reputation is everything. It's why Daft Pina can't expose predators anymore. Everything he said about Cosmodor was absolutely accurate, but no one is going to believe anything Daft Pina says, or care about it, because he's always going to be the guy who tried to pry into Ellis Mark's marriage, and that's all he'll ever be for the rest of his internet career. Lio Convoy is always going to be the one who shot it at an epileptic for 4 hours. And terrible people know this, and terrible people are fully willing to take advantage of this. And this
terrible people.
Another thing that I need to make absolutely clear. There's one pattern that I noticed talking to the victims of Rebecca Starlight and listening to them.
Canon events are the connections that bind our lives together.
Because how I met Rebecca was mostly through her Lily Orchard videos.
And my connection to Rebecca is I found her through her Lily Orchard videos back in like 2019.
Her and I, we didn't talk much. We mostly talked about like cartoons that we liked and despising the same YouTuber, that being Lily Orchard.
I'll be damned if history repeats itself. So I'm gonna nip this in the bud right now. Lio Convoy has done a lot worthy of criticism. I cannot abide by his actions, but through his actions, he has made many terrible enemies. Terrible people who hate him. And this fact alone is causing a lot of pain. These are people like Omnia or Akumu, who are absolutely clout chasers. They are people like Kumo, who got a teenage girl to cut his name into her leg. They are people like Coyote Lovely, who flirted with a zoophile for over 2 months. They are people like Mystic Mongrel. They are people like Stardust, who outright mocks grooming victims. Not just
outright mocks grooming victims. Oh my god.
Questions their story, but outright mocks them. They are people
I mock the lying.
Like Hopeless Peaches, who is hopelessly deranged. And I'm sure that a lot of people want to hear people about Lio Convoy. What I'm terrified of is vulnerable people falling into
let me just say one thing, okay? I'm a victim of sexual assault, okay? And varying degrees, okay? In person, varying degrees. Like, one of them, I thought I was going to die. Why the would I be mocking a grooming victim for getting groomed? I'm not mocking the grooming victim for getting groomed. I'm mocking the grooming victim because they are not innocent in this. They are not innocent. You have to take responsibility for your shit, no matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're a victim. Duh. Parents should stop giving their mentally deficient children cartoons and Discord access. I agree with that as well. Like, you don't stop being an adult with agency the moment you become the victim of something. You're allowed to be a little traumatized for a few years. But then even for a few years is kind of pushing it. You're allowed to be traumatized for a little bit, but you still, even while traumatized, you can be traumatized as long as you want. But, you can be traumatized for as long as you want, but even if you're traumatized, you still take responsibility for your I'm sorry. It's just the way it is, You have to own your You can't use your trauma to, exactly. You shouldn't use your trauma to make excuses for your actions, yeah. Don't use it as an excuse to be, exactly. You're allowed to be a little melodramatic for a few years. You're allowed to be traumatized however long you're traumatized, but you don't get to be a asshole for the rest of your life. It's not a get out of jail free card, and I'm tired of people treating it like it is.
Clutches of any of these deranged psychopaths because of a mutual hatred of Lio Convoy. Because apparently hating the right guy tends to give people a lot of passes. Ray Rance was just the guy who made videos talking to Rebecca, and Rebecca was just the girl making videos talking on Lily Orchard. And Lio himself can't be the one to make this known. The people who are still close to Lio have to make this known. Because no one is going to believe Lio at this point. He could say they're deranged all he wants.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say traumatized. I think I meant to be, like, melodramatic. You could be melodramatic for quite a few years. Like, as a result of that trauma, you know? You can be traumatized your entire life, you know? But you still take responsibility for your actions. And yeah, we're all allowed to be a bit fringe, a bit melodramatic for a bit after that too, you know? So, and I try to like extend some grace to people who are being melodramatic because, you know, it just like, I think it's just like instinct. I'm not really sure. But yeah, you can't live in that forever, you know? So.
Provide evidence all he wants. But reputation is everything. And that's another worry, because some people who orbit around Lio aren't very sane themselves. Back in March, after the Rosa Ray Ramsey call was originally leaked, Call Me Nil tried to stop all the drama by ending her life on a live stream. Lio Convoy did get her the medical intervention that she needed. She is still alive to this day, because of Lio Convoy. And now this person that Lio Convoy, once upon a time, trusted to get involved with predator hunting, this person who is not mentally capable of predator hunting, is leaking constantly. That's causing a lot of pain. Leaking that Nil should not have. Like, there's this video that's just Dar talking to Rebecca. Nil has this. I don't know where she got it. Nil has this video about Ray Rance at Rebecca's victim that was deleted years ago. Also, Nil is now in talks with Mongrel. Dar's call causes her stress to this day, even though it hasn't been leaked, because there's a chance that some out there is going to leak it, hurt her, just to get at Lio Convoy. And there are more egregious errors. In my Rebecca video back in March, I did state the name of one of Nekopon's victims. If all goes well, I should have edited that name out by the time you see this, because you see, no one in Lio's camp told me, or other investigators, that this person wanted to—
Other investigators. To this day, I hate online predator hunters because most of the time they don't know what the they're talking about. They don't.
Remain anonymous. Endo themselves says this name a lot, but this person wants to remain as anonymous as possible, and considering what they've been through, I can understand that. But this is a criticism for both Endo and Lio Convoy. There is a chance that Lio Convoy didn't know that this victim wanted to be anonymous. But considering that he's been investigating Nekopon for over a year, this—
investigating in quotation marks, by the way.
Simple fact should have been known and repeated and told to any of the investigators. Someone on staff.
Investigators in quotation marks as well, okay? None of these people are qualified. None of them. Not a single one. So I'm tweeting this out. Hey, real Mr. Enter here. I think we should talk. What you're doing is incredibly slimy. One thing to cover content, but to smear the people who put in countless weeks, months, even years for this as terrible people, this might be a little too wordy. I'm just gonna delete this whole part and let the video speak for itself. It's disgusting. It's super transparent what he's doing. Mr. Enter knows that he is irrelevant, knows that nobody cares about what he does anymore. So he decides to swoop in, leech off of the work that countless smaller creators have done, like Akumu. Why am I glitching so much in this? Am I glitching on Twitch? Well, like Akumu, like Enla, like Gilded, and many, many others. Then trash those content creators who did all the legwork and try to suck up all the good boy points. It's disgusting. Exactly. Phoenix Rising. Idiots use cybertip to report predators. Stop with the phony hero act. If Enter blocks you, he's made. True. I did predator hunting. I reported them to FBI or other authorities, and now they are in jail, but I didn't make content out of it. Yeah, I think it's super to make content out of it unless you are currently working with law enforcement and you are doing, you know, you are involving law enforcement and you're doing the proper things like going to the cyber tip line with the NECMEC and doing it. Unless you're doing that, you're probably causing more harm. Hope Pop Bean says, thank you for the $10 super chat. I grew up watching some of the people involved and it's crazy to see how much of losers they've always been. It's art fight in your content. is helping me lock in. Thank you for the entertaining. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you guys didn't leave over me talking about Lio Convoy. He's hypothetically in prison, going hunting for his essence. Okay.
Should have let me or lazy bedhead know.
The police stopped taking Lio seriously because he used to call them all the time. Yeah, use the cyber tip line on NCMEC, NCMEC, and then you go to their website and they have a cyber tip line. That is what you use. Yeah, anybody who's actually seriously doing this is not making content out of it. You're working with law enforcement actively, and they are the ones who are, you know, making sure that you are doing everything in line, you know? If you're not making content out of it, like, I feel like making content out of it is also glorifying it, and you're going to get a bunch of kids interested in that, and they're going to start putting themselves in danger. Here, I will link the cyber tip line, okay? Second. Okay, here's the Center for Missing and Exploited Kids. You can go there and you can find the tip line. There's also just like an online tip form as well. So, but at the very top, you can see make a cyber tip line report. I fell asleep and woke up and got jump scared by a banana Stardust. I just wanted to be in banana mode for this guy.
I don't know about this, but if there's anything that makes me write off Lio Convoy completely, it's this. I was pulled into a group chat with several other members in regards to the Nekopon investigation. We had to make a difficult decision and do something incredibly important. Lio was the only one who could actually do the action for reasons that I can't go into here. But everyone voted and asked Lio to do something. This thing was important. Lio disagreed with our decision, but he did promise to abide by the group decision over the weekend. That important thing was never done. He instead took the weekend to get into a shouting match with Kumo. An update was asked in the group chat on June 18th, and as of the 25th, no account in that group chat has spoken. And if you're wondering, this is something that I can easily infer has not been done. I can't say exactly what Lio was asked to do for reasons that Lio himself knows, but we both know exactly how important it was to do, and it properly informs me of what Lio values. I'm not going to be one of those people that says that Lio is the same person that he was in the Rosa calls, because I know for a fact that he's not. He's a lot calmer in the Rebecca call for one, and I've spoken to him personally when he has a lot of a calmer demeanor, and it's clear that the events of this year in particular have affected him greatly. But this experience has told me that he still has a lot of growth left to do.
Okay, is there anything else here? I think I'm done with this video. Damn, it's been 3 hours already. I wanted to go over the Brad Taste and Music stuff, but we might have to save that for, like, tomorrow. And then we'll watch Kumo's debate with Lio as well tomorrow. You know? I'm tired. I don't know. Do I want to keep going, though? What do you guys think? Let me turn off the banana filter, though. For real, for real. Let me see. I mean, yeah, we've got Brad Taste and Music. We could go over that. What a idiot, you know? I'm gaming and need background noise. Go, go, go. Darcy rants about the internet all the time now and goes on and on and on all the time about how awful the internet is. It's not the internet. It's just human beings. Human beings are terrible. Keep going? Okay. All right. Let's see. I should do another Lio bit. Just a second. Just a second. Give me your essence! Give it to me! I have the essence stick. Don't speak! I have it! I have the essence stick! I have the essence stick! Quick! Give me your stick! Give me your essence stick! I need your essence! Quickly! Give him the stick! Don't give him the stick! Give him the stick! Don't give him the stick! I will steal your essence. I will steal your essence! I don't know why everybody's running away from me. I just want your essence. I just want to... Quick, give me your dick! Stop screaming. Why are you guys screaming? Okay, I'm done with that bit. I hope you guys like that. Okay. I just screamed IRL OMG. I'm just too entertained by that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm so entertained, but I just think it's the funniest thing. People would pay good money to get their essence stolen. Go, 8 more minutes to host Worst of the Internet. Oh, true. True. Worst of the Internet is coming on shortly. By the way, guys, remember, I have a sponsorship now with Marvel Strike Force. So you guys should download the game. It only counts if you download on mobile, though. You have to download on your phone, and you have to play Marvel Strike Force. okay? Exclamation Marvel in the chat, okay? And you can help me make money. It's a completely free way for you to help me make money. So do it on your phone. Type Marvel, exclamation Marvel on your phone into the chat, okay? Either you can save the code that's there, the discount code, not discount code, what is it? It's just a code. Let me see. Use the code and it'll attribute it to me, okay? Or you can click the link, but do it on your phone, okay? My voice is tired, so I do want to take a break. I do kind of want to end, and I also have some other work to do. And I want to watch this Tyler, the Creator video. One day we'll watch this on stream together, actually, because I'm obsessed with Tyler, the Creator. But I do have some work to do, so I'm going to raid into Worst of the Internet, because my voice is tired. So, I love you guys very much. Okay. Don't go anywhere. Worst. Where is he? Is he live yet? Is it Cake Gate 2? Is that what it's titled? This is my first Stardust stream, yes. Bye. Thank you guys. I hope you guys had fun. I love you guys a lot, okay? Yes, Cake Gate 2. Okay. We're going to Worst of the Internet, Cake Gate 2. Okay. Go give him some good vibes, okay? He's very funny. You'll like him, okay? He covers internet drama too. It's just a different sphere. So maybe one day he can... Oh, true. Please like the stream as well, okay? Maybe one day he can explain that drama to me. All right. Bye, guys. I love you.